everyone, and welcome to South Florida Media Network. I am Melissa Charia.
And I'm Jeanette Alonso. Here's some of the stories we're following today. As we near the one-year mark of the initial COVID-19 lockdown here in South Florida, schools are working tirelessly to find the best way to handle the quickly approaching spring semester. Fabian Lafontaine reports on what's to come.
Colleges have been forced to offer remote classes as they have limited the amount of people on campus due to the coronavirus. While the transition hasn't been easy, schools have tried their best to make it as easy as possible for faculty and students.
I decided to stay home because since all of my classes were virtual, it didn't really make sense for me to stay up there since I would just kind of be in my small apartment. My room is really small. It's a lot harder for me to get work done. And plus, since all of my friends were there and going out, I would have a lot of temptation to go out with them and possibly catch the coronavirus. So I just decided it would be easier to stay home.
FIU Provost and Executive Vice President Kenneth Furton described the changes the school will be making for the upcoming semester.
So this spring semester, we've actually added a significant number of in-person courses for our students. So we have more than double the number of in-person courses in the spring as compared to what we had in the fall, although we're still going to have the CDC guideline physical distancing of 6 feet. So the number of students will still be low relative to pre-COVID, but we will have twice as many classes available.
As students and faculty members wrap up their fall semester, all eyes will be on how universities handle the upcoming spring semester. While schools will be eager to have more people back on campus, they must proceed with caution and follow all CDC guidelines. For the South Florida Media Network, this is Fabian Lafontaine.
Preventative measures like the Panthers Protecting Panthers initiative at FIU are essential in reassuring student safety upon physically returning to campus. Ryan Berry has more on this story.
Panthers Protecting Panthers is an initiative created by FIU that helps develop guidelines and programs for integrating back into campus life. This includes sanitizing all departments and adding social distancing stickers to buildings and waiting areas. But when deciding how the campus should operate back in August, the initiative looked to the community first.
And so this whole Panthers Protecting Panthers initiative has been involved watching carefully what's going on in the community. And so we have to be kind of flexible. So if things are bad in the community, then we have to scale back on campus.
Panthers Protecting Panthers works with medical professionals like Dr. Trupka to make important safety decisions for the university. One of those decisions was delaying on-campus classes for this fall semester.
If we had reopened in August, we would have had a lot of cases. And it really, I believe it truly would have been a mess. And so it's a really good thing that we did the delayed onset of in-person classes this fall because we were in such a bad situation in the community.
One freshman felt disappointed by the university's decision.
That me and many other freshmen are disappointed, not only with the fact that we're not in class and we don't get to experience interactions with classmates and professors, but also in the fact that we feel like we're getting a worse education.
But another student felt quite the opposite.
I do think I'm still getting the same education because the Zoom classes, they help, and sometimes teachers are able to show what they would show in class anyway.
Though the initiative covers all aspects of how to enrich your experience on campus for next spring semester, it all starts with following basic COVID-19 guidelines.
We really can only succeed in this if everybody cooperates. The university is not taking the stance of like having a police force enforce everything. We don't want to go that route, but that requires that everybody does their part and cooperates.
FIU will still be offering a variety of classes for students here on campus. This is Ryan Berry for the South Florida Media Network. Violence against trans people is an ongoing issue here in the United States. As Dabney Richard reports, the situation is particularly bad in Puerto Rico.
Transphobia is surging in the United States, and most significantly, on the island of Puerto Rico. The U.S. Commonwealth territory is home to only about 1% of the country's population, but makes up 17% of incidences of fatal violence against trans and gender nonconforming individuals in the nation this year.
This is what we are living daily. It's what's being seen every day. The ignorance and the lack of knowledge about the transgender community and our identity holds weight. A trans woman is found assassinated and her identity isn't searched properly because they'll only go by what's on the surface. This leads to the media giving erroneous information and using our dead names, which is the names we were born with and no longer use.
Puerto Rico made headlines for these cases most notably after the murder of Alexa Negron Luciano, a homeless transgender woman who was brutally murdered a few days after becoming the subject of mockery on social media.
This is not new. I understand that the role of media is fundamental in the process of creating awareness of what is going on. 78% of the murders and killings of trans people worldwide takes place in Latin American countries. And even though Puerto Rico is a colony of the United States, the mainland, we have many similarities with other countries of Latin America.
5 more transgender individuals were killed on the island since then, 4 women and 1 man. Here in cities like Miami, members of the LGBT community come with hopes of making new lives in a safer and more inclusive environment.
It's not a matter of feeling different when I go home in the aspect of safety. It's more, this is something that's happened. I know, and it's different too because I am a trans man. So it is disproportionately affecting trans women of color, but I do still have that in the back of my mind when I do go home.
I'm Dabney Richards for the South Florida Media Network.
Many industries have still not recovered from the economic consequences of COVID-19. However, physical therapy facilities are booked and busy. Melanie Perez de Ramo tells us more.
Although the pandemic has scared a number of people from leaving their houses, physical therapy patients are already attending at nearly the same rate as before COVID-19.
We're almost as busy as we were before the pandemic. We're just maybe a little bit short of that. We're seeing about 3 to 4 patients an hour.
Because it is an essential business, Doral Physical Therapy never closed down, but they experienced a low amount of patient visits at the peak of the pandemic. State champion in cycling Jose Pepe Solis recently suffered a horrific injury.
I had a bicycle accident. I was in a race almost 6 weeks ago. When we crashed, the rider behind me landed on my femur and broke my femur.
Jose is now working hard on his way to recovery, attending the therapy center daily despite the virus.
As long as I wear my mask and I keep the social distance, I feel safe and I know that I'm doing my part. But for me to be here is key for my rehabilitation because this is hands-on what I need for me to get better.
During the pandemic, we established a couple of questionnaires, easy questions. Have you been in contact with somebody with COVID? Have you had COVID in the last 15 days or tested positive of COVID? Have you been out of the country or in an airport? If any answer for this question is yes, so we have the right to ask this person to leave the facility immediately.
We have been cleaning down all of our equipment with wipes that are highly sanitized, and then we've also been wearing our own masks, face shields, and gloves when working with all patients, and then having markers for 6 feet of distance for rehab.
As the coronavirus continues to affect how businesses face this pandemic, some businesses will succeed under the circumstances, while others will fall short. For South Florida Media Network, I'm Melanie Perez de Ramo.
Many distant runners have had their races canceled due to the pandemic. So how is it possible to keep up that mileage and collect that bling? Kaichan Chisholm shares what we can expect from the race experience over the long haul.
On your marks, get set, go! Online for a virtual marathon. The COVID-19 pandemic has forced many traditional marathons to go virtual in order to keep runners safe, but how exactly does a virtual marathon work?
A virtual race is where you're not actually going to the location of where a race would take place. It's kind of on your own to make your own course. You could do it any day you want to do it. When you're finished, you can upload your results to the website and you get a medal, you get a shirt. It's not as good as actually being involved in a race, but it's the next best thing.
It's known as the MIA 5K. For the last few years, it's been an iRun and Lululemon joint venture partnership. And this year, Lululemon, because of everything that's happening, they didn't want to be involved with anything that was group, related. So what we did is we decided to actually go virtual, and we did the MIA 5K virtual this year, which was October 29th through November 1st.
The Gasparilla Distance Classic usually has around 50K people. Will be able to still hold their race in Tampa Bay this upcoming spring, February 20th to the 21st. At least that's their plans.
There are organizations that over the summer have done multiple virtual events just to keep themselves afloat financially. Gasparilla has not had to do that. We feel like even if we have to convert the race to 100% virtual, because the majority of our runners come from this market, we can still have a successful health and fitness expo.
With more and more major marathons like the Miami Marathon and the Disney Wine and Dine going virtual, Gasparilla will stay the course, and it'll be interesting to see how the marathon experience evolves going forward. For SFMN, this is Kai Chen Chisholm.
Masking up during this time of COVID-19 has helped slow the spread of the virus, but as we found out, it's spreading something else. Acne. While face masks are used to prevent the spread of COVID-19, it is the cause of acne breakouts around the nose, cheeks, mouth, and chin area. Many individuals affected by maskne are making appointments to their local med spas, such as Beauty Moves in West Kendall, and dermatologist medical offices.
Maskne has affected my skin in the sense that it's created so much more oils. I've gotten so much more greasier in these areas. I'm getting more whiteheads around here. That's never happened. Lots of discoloration, things of that sort.
Maskne has affected individuals who have not suffered from previous skin conditions and others who have. A combination of long hour wear and heat have caused these breakouts and skin aggravations. Dermatologists and estheticians have seen an increase and have treated a lot more patients this year.
Yes, we see them every day. I've even had it myself. Especially men on the chin from shaving is super common, or on the jawline. I see in men really the cheeks, the chin a lot. Women as well, they may not shave, but it's just from the friction and the heat that's super common.
There are a few prescribed oral antibiotics and cream products used to fight maskne. One topical that works well is a 10% benzoyl peroxide. It is an anti-aging complex and acne treatment cream.
What I recommend is doing facials at least once a week. And also making sure to not overexfoliate your skin, making sure to cleanse twice a day, as well as using SPF.
Changing your mask daily and investing in deep cleansing facials can help fight maskne. Beauty Move Spa offers a deep cleansing facial that includes extractions and high frequency to fight the bacteria caused by the mask. If you're experiencing any changes to your skin condition, don't hesitate to contact your dermatologist or esthetician.
Two popular Miami museums, the PAM and the Frost Science, have reopened. From the exhibits, Kiana Gavin shows us what we've been missing.
Museums like the PAM are reopening, and the guests are flocking in to see the new exhibitions in the galleries.
We went huge on digital communication with our community.
PAM implemented YouTube videos and virtual tours to keep guests engaged.
A lot of teachers, they actually did field trips virtually with students and classrooms during this virtual time. Virtual will still be alive, even though we are open. That's something that will never go away. We took so long to open because we wanted to methodically think out not only our guest experience being safe, but for our employees being safe.
The PAM was thriving with visitors at their November 7 reopening. Directly next to the PAM, the Frost Science Museum has struggled financially, but is fighting to persevere.
We officially closed our doors on March 16th, and we decided to close really for the safety of our visitors and for our staff.
In lieu of lockdown, the museum launched Frost Science at Home, an online platform containing free educational resources.
We started doing weekly webinars on different science topics that were streamed live on Facebook. We launched a live stream of our Gulfstream Aquarium so the community could continue to check in at any time of the day. And it's also allowed us to engage with people from all around the world, which was never something we really thought of. We've had people book birthday parties or attend our camps that are in Colombia or in Canada, so really offering them the opportunity to engage with Frost Science was never something we thought about up until then.
With over 13,000 animals in Frost's living collection, paying staff and feeding the animals throughout lockdown without the price of daily admission had a huge financial impact.
We need support from the community financially to be able to continue. I think, it's going to take a few years to get back to where we were pre-COVID.
To support your local museums, visit pam.org and frostscience.org.
This has been Kiana Gavin with South Florida Media Network.
Let's face it, shopping in December is already stressful, and that was before we added the pandemic to the mix. Talia Dominguez shares how stores are adapting ahead of the holidays.
Due to COVID-19, businesses are welcoming in holiday season shopping with new safety measures. They have developed a plan of action to maintain their stores open to the public.
We've had sales so we could get traffic going. We've had maximum capacity. We could only let 7 customers in at the same time.
However, despite malls taking extreme measures to bring walk-in customers back, many will be holiday shopping from the comfort of their homes through online stores.
This year is a little bit different due to COVID. I want to take all the precautions to keep my family safe. I know that sometimes the deals are a little bit better, like, in the store and stuff, but sometimes online there's a lot more inventory. And I know that I'll get some really good deals on Cyber Monday.
After being shut down for nearly 8 months, many businesses did not come back to adapt to the new norm. Stores come forward about the severe decrease of walk-in traffic they're suffering from.
We are expecting a lot of changes in sales due to the low traffic that we've been getting. We have been moving a lot of shipment to be shipped out to houses instead because a lot of people are shopping online instead.
Even though stores are not getting as much traffic, employees express their concerns about working through a pandemic.
I'm a little bit nervous due to the fact that we're constantly meeting people and we're constantly seeing many people a day, especially because of the fact that I have 2 grandparents at home and coronavirus is an actual disease that's very dangerous.
Businesses will continue to push for safety by offering their products both in-store and online, leaving it up solely to customers to shop at their comfort. From South Florida Media Network, this is Talia Dominguez.
The company behind 2 of the most iconic restaurants in South Florida is approaching a major milestone. But now they must balance their celebration with social distancing. Sabrina Olivares tells us how they plan to pull it off.
Miami, known for its beaches, weather, and of course, croquetas. There are 2 places in particular that have become the epitome of Cuban culture in Miami and considered landmark staples. La Carreta and Versailles have become Miami icons, and their 50th anniversary is steadily approaching.
50 years is a lot in anything, but in a restaurant it's a long time. In a family restaurant, we're still family run and operated. It's almost mom and pop type of operation because we're still here every day. We make everything from scratch.
Versailles opened in 1971, and with nearly 50 years in the business, it has become a hub for not just locals, but tourists alike.
So I was really excited to come down here and try this. When she said it, I was like, hell yeah, let's go. Oh, it was awesome. He was really funny, and he knew that the menu like the back of his hand. So he started rambling stuff off. I was like, hey man, slow down. I can't, I'm from Kentucky. Things are slower up there.
For their 40th anniversary, not only did a huge celebration take place, but they brought back their original menu with original prices.
And I think what was great about it is that we had, a 40th anniversary menu, which had, pretty much the prices of what the food cost in 1971 when we opened. So you could come and get a sandwich for $1.25 and a croqueta for 25 cents or, whatever the prices were.
Although the celebration may not be as grandiose as originally planned, the community and loyal customers will definitely find a way to commemorate the past 50 years and look forward to the next 50. For South Florida Media Network, this is Sabrina Olivares.
Good news, South Florida. Nosberry Farm is open. Take that, 2020. Sofia Caldevilla sinks her teeth into how the popular food spot is adjusting to the new norm.
Nosberry Farm reopens for the season with cinnamon rolls and new rules.
I think Nosberry is super iconic. It's a far drive for most people, but I think the cinnamon buns make it all the worthwhile.
The family-owned Redland Farm closed early in March because of fears of the quickly spreading coronavirus.
We were uncertain about what to do and wanted to be socially responsible, so we decided to just go ahead and close.
The farm usually operates from late October until the 3rd week in April.
We've had the whole summer to prepare, and everybody's got a little more comfortable if you can be comfortable with COVID.
Nosberry asks customers to wear masks and practice 6 feet of social distancing. This season, they will also be offering a limited menu.
We decided we were going to go into this with the expectation that it was going to be normal, normal in the sense of the people coming and being able to provide the product that we normally provide. And so far that's pretty much worked out.
I feel pretty safe coming here just because it's outside and I know that I'm going to be waiting outside, so I don't feel, there was no hesitancy in coming.
If you and your furry friends are looking to avoid the long lines, Thomas suggests waiting until after the holidays to come by. You'll have a wider selection on items, especially produce.
Come on down. We're open. We're ready to go. Just practice all the social distancing and wearing of masks. We appreciate that very much. And be kind and courteous to your fellow neighbors, please.
Nosberry Farm has yet to determine if they will be allowing you pick strawberries and tomatoes this season. A decision will be made when closer to harvest. For South Florida Media Network, I am Sofia Caldevilla.
Let's be honest, we could all use some cinnamon buns right now. That's all we have for today. I'm Jeanette Alonso.
And I'm Melissa Charia. Happy holidays from the South Florida Media Network.